Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Warships at 5 AM in the morning on the Asian server. Yeah, that's right. Do not adjust your monitors, this is not a fault. This is just what it's like on the Asian server at 5 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it's not too far different from that on the EU server at 5 o'clock in the morning. In fact, it's not unusual even in World of Tanks when you're playing at 5 o'clock in the morning to find that the matchmaker struggles to populate each team with more than 4 or 5 players. It's better than this, of course. But nevertheless, Sonic DM in the G101 and Pyro 3578 in HMS Valkyrie are determined to make the most of it. They've agreed to play by gentlemen's rules, meet you in the middle, and may the least shit destroyer win. Bravely, our two heroes sallied forth into Iron Bottom Sound. Fruitlessly, they launched torpedoes at each other. Relentlessly, they blazed away with their tiny little Tier 3 pop guns. Fruitlessly, they panicked, realised they were about to die, and popped their smoke in an attempt to go undetected. But there can be only one, and in this case it was not HMS Valkyrie. That's it for today, folks. I'm off to the Czech Republic. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to you. Well, maybe I would, but I wouldn't get away with it. Anyway, today's main event is brought to you courtesy of Spicy Toast and the American Tier 10 heavy cruiser, the USS Des Moines. Well, technically there are two US Navy Tier 10 heavy cruisers. There's the USS Salem as well, which is basically a Des Moines that you buy with coal in the arsenal, and is exactly the same as the Des Moines, except the radar isn't as good, but the heel is better. I'm actually saving up to get the Salem myself. I mean, I already have the Des Moines, and the Des Moines is great, although it's not without its limitations. And the Salem shares those limitations, but it's a ship that I don't have, so I'm saving up to get it. I'm not doing a particularly good job of it. I think I only have 88,000 coal. I keep blowing them on signal flags. And I can't remember the exact price, but I'm pretty sure the Salem costs something like 240,000 coal. So I'm probably not going to get it this year, but it will be mine. Oh yes, one day. Not soon, but one day. But anyway, enough about the Salem. Back to Spicy Toast in the USS Des Moines. Des Moines. Shouldn't that be Des Moines? I mean, it's like New Orleans. Shouldn't it be New Orleans? Am I the only one that... Well, I don't anymore because I've understood the reasons why, but I definitely used to get triggered by the way Americans pronounce the names of some of their cities, especially when those cities are named after things in foreign languages. French here, for example. I mean, New Orleans is the perfect example. Why is it called New Orleans? Well, it's named after the French town of Orléans. So why is it New Orleans? Well, it's an American town, it's not a French town. And yes, I know Louisiana used to belong to the French, but it doesn't anymore, so it's American, they can call it whatever the hell they want. It's their country, it's their rules. And yet, at the same time, when they get it wrong, they keep getting it right as well. There's another town in Louisiana called Baton Rouge. They get that right. I've actually been there, it's where Louisiana State University is. Very nice little town. They had an incredible subway there that used to... I don't know if it still does. It might, I don't know. I haven't been there in about 12 years. Actually, longer than 12 years. But it did this incredibly tasty sort of stewed steak and pork with Cajun spices subway. And it was just delicious. Oh, God, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Keep your mind on the game, Jingles. Yes, sorry. Where were we? Oh, yes. The Okinawa map. Tier 10 battle. USS Des Moines. Okinawa. Not everybody's favourite map. There's not a lot of usable island cover here, which means it's not a great map for cruisers. Although Spicy Toast has started on the north side, he does have some slightly better island cover than the unfortunate cruisers and destroyers and battleships on the enemy team who've spawned to the south. This map's being reworked. I've seen the new version of Okinawa on the test server. It's not that much better. It still has pretty much the same problems. Speaking of problems, the enemy daring over there appears to be suffering from more than his fair share. He managed to pull a Notzer, not a Jingles landing, a Notzer, hit the island, which made him a sit and duck. He's managed to get a kill on the friendly Z-52, but it's cost him his ship. And, oh, that's not good. Oh, that's alright, there's a nice gap there. Oh no, he's oversteered. Oh no. Oh, he's missed the gap. Oh, this is going to be... Oh, actually, I don't... Oh, wow. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look at that. I thought he was going to eat a torpedo there for sure, but wow, he managed to get away. Oh, hang on. Oh, this could be embarrassing. He lost a lot of speed there. Oh, come on, accelerate, full speed. Is he going to do it? Yeah, he should do it. Yeah, he's done it. Man, that would have been embarrassing. Threading the needle between that tight torpedo spread, only to get hit by one of those. But he didn't. It's all good. Oh, wow. What's up with all of the enemy destroyers? 3 destroyers down for the cost of 1 Z-52. Now, that's the kind of trade we like. Okay, they've just lost a cruiser as well, but still, 3 enemy destroyers down. That's a big advantage, particularly on this map, where there is a lot of open water. Okay, he's about to finish assisting in the capture of Alpha. The enemy team control Bravo, but that's a lot of very angry enemy ships in front of him. The Des Moines is a lot of things. It's got devastating firepower with only a 5-second reload on its batteries of 8-inch guns. It's got decent utility with its defensive fire and its radar. But one thing that it doesn't have, one thing that nobody ever accuses the Des Moines of being, is particularly tanky. It only has 27mm of bow and stern armour plating. It only has 27mm of side upper belt armour. And while the deck in the midship section is 30mm, the superstructure is only 16, so this ship eats an arse ton of high explosive shell damage. Even worse, because the bow plating is only 27mm, and the athwartship's plating behind the bow plating is only 6mm. Any battleship with a 16-inch gun or better overmatches your bow armour and blasts through it, pumping shells into your citadel as if that bow plating wasn't even there. Which pretty much means that unless you're facing Richelieus, Gascons, Alsaces, Bismarcks and Tirpitzes, you really need to be careful about battleships shooting at you. Unless, of course, like this Republic, they're firing high explosive. I mean, you're still going to take damage from a Republic's 431mm high explosive shells, but you're not going to get citadeled from the front. So, hooray! Now, luckily for Spicy Toast, he does have this island to take cover behind. However, he is radared, almost certainly by the enemy Des Moines. But, well, the Des Moines radar lasts a while, but it didn't last long enough. This is still a very precarious situation to be in, particularly with that Yamato looking at him and going, om nom 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 nom, spicy cruiser for me to shoot at. And yet he isn't. Huh. Okay. Well, it looks like the Yamato had his chance and blew it. Still not a great situation to be in. Although the team are doing very well, they've still only lost 1 more ship. The enemy team have lost a cruiser to go with their 3 destroyers, and the team are in control of all 3 capture points. Still, this is not a particularly big island to hide behind, and the enemy team are spreading out to the left and the right. And it's not inconceivable that they may start getting flanking shots into him. Then again, do you notice how he keeps holding his fire until there's no direct line of sight between himself and the target, so he's able to do this without getting spotted? That's the trick. Yamato was given broadside, tested out the armour piercing, but, well, it's not great range. Switches to the high explosive, sets a fire. Is the Yamato going to burn his damage control to extinguish the fire? Just the one fire. The Yamato just used his damage control. While being shot at by a cruiser launching 6 high explosive 8-inch shells in your direction every 5 seconds. Well, I know I say if it's stupid but it works, it isn't stupid. That's not strictly true. It's still stupid. You just got lucky. The Yamato was very lucky not to sustain multiple further fires. Oh, he's detected again, coming under fire from the enemy Des Moines. fired off a salvo. It looks like he missed. Enemy Des Moines firing armor piercing in return. Now he's angled, but at this kind of range the angling doesn't really matter that much because the shots are coming in almost from above. Plunging fire going through the 27 and 30mm of deck plating, so they're still doing a fair amount of damage. But I can't help but think that high explosive would still have been the better choice, because as well as doing a comparable amount of damage, they've also got the possibility, a very good possibility, of setting him on fire, increasing his visibility, and forcing him to use his damage control. But he stopped shooting, he's managed to go undetected. Well done, by the way, to the friendly Shimakaze up ahead of him, who's keeping all of these guys spotted, and basically preventing them from getting in here and attempting to flip the cap. The team still control all three of the caps, and they still have the numbers advantage. 2 enemy cruisers down now. Enemy Des Moines burning nicely. He's not the only one shooting at him. Looks... oh crap. The Shimakaze got taken out. But that Des Moines is dead. No question about it. He is going down. It's just a question of who gets the kill. And Spicy Toast's positioning is ensuring that the only enemy ship that can fire back at him, and he is firing back at him, he's now switched to high explosive, is that Des Moines. I guess he's figured that, yeah, he's probably going to die here. At the very least, he's going to attempt to get a fire set. But the thing is, even if the enemy Des Moines does manage to set a fire, or even multiple fires, the second he's down, nobody's firing high explosive at Spicy Toast anymore, so he can use his damage control without fear of repercussions. And there's his second kill. Finished him off with a Citadel. So this is actually going really well, both for Spicy Toast specifically and the team in general. The team still hold all three of the caps. They still have the numbers advantage over the enemy team. The enemy team are now down 3 cruisers as well as the 3 destroyers. They have an almost 600-point advantage over the enemy team. Right now, as long as none of Spicy Toast's teammates suffer from sudden and inexplicable rushes of shit to the brain for the next not even 2 minutes, they're going to win this game on points. Well, okay, slightly more than 2 minutes. Their Yamato just got torpedoed by the lone surviving enemy destroyer, but 2 minutes, that's all it's going to take. Just everybody keep their shit together for 2... the enemy team are now starting to cap down in Charlie. Alright, so that's just gone up to 2 minutes and about 40 seconds. But they've still got this. As long as nobody does anything stupid, like this Minotaur, turning to expose his broadside to a Des Moines at a range of less than 7 kilometers. Yeah. Okay, I know the Minotaur was turning to avoid giving broadside to a grosser curve first, but yeah, out of the frying pan, into the fire. The Minotaur's dead. And now, despite the fact that the enemy team are flipping Charlie, Spicy Toast's team just have to do nothing stupid for the next minute and 35 seconds. And they've got this in the bag. Yeah. Remember, the team had a 600-point score advantage. They had 3 caps. They had a 2-ship advantage. They only had to stay alive for the next minute and a half. Now it's 2.5 minutes. That grosser curve first didn't have a huge amount of health. He could probably use some assistance against the Republique. More Shimakaze torpedoes back there. The grosser curve first has possibly avoided the Minotaur torpedoes. Looks like he's trying to duck into cover behind this island. The Republique may not necessarily be aware that Spicy Toast is here. The problem is that a Des Moines cannot angle against 431mm guns. They cut through your bow plating as if it wasn't even there. It's just a question of who the Republique is going to want to unload into first. Does he want to finish off the grosser curve first, or is he going to attempt to Citadel Spicy Toast from the front? Oh, he's going for Spicy Toast. Bend over and grab your ankles, boys. And that was a lot of damage, but it wasn't a Citadel. And now it looks like the Republique is thinking he's going to try to finish off the grosser curve first. The angle is not fantastic, and all the while he's waiting for those guns to reload, Spicy Toast is pumping shells into him. Can he do it quickly enough to keep the grosser curve first alive? Oh, he took another big hit. Come on. One more salvo? It's going to take another one. The grosser curve first is living on borrowed time. He's got the Republique, but the Republique got the grosser curve first as well. And that's not all the bad news, because while all of that was going on, they lost another Tier 10 cruiser. Their Zhao got sunk. There's still 3 of them against 4 enemies, and on the bright side they do still have the Shimakaze. Oh well. At least their North Carolina's still alive. You know, I really need to learn to keep my big mouth shut, don't I? Right. Last ship alive against 4 enemies. Okay, let's see what we've got in the credit column here. They still have that points lead. And providing he can hold on to Alpha, as long as Alpha doesn't get flipped, he doesn't even have to kill another enemy ship in order to win on points. But how likely is that? Staying alive for the next 5 minutes without being detected and while defending a cap? It's not very likely, is it? Especially not when one of the enemy ships has radio position finding and knows exactly in which direction they have to sail in order to spot you. Spicy Toast is going to have to fight his way out of this. Okay, it's the Zhao. Well, he had the AP loaded, so that's probably not going to do a huge amount of damage. But he's instantly switched to the high explosive. The Zhao, of course, is firing high explosive. An angled Zhao and an angled Des Moines in this kind of situation. So far, it's a strict one-on-one. I mean, Spicy Toast is being targeted, but nobody else is in a position to shoot at him. You know, I'm going to put my money on the Des Moines. It's got the superior rate of fire, while the Zhao's shells do hit harder. The Des Moines is firing a lot faster, and that's really starting to add up. But here's what the Zhao is thinking right now. I mean, I can see his thought processes as clear as day. He's thinking, okay, I'm probably going to lose this fight. But if I can set a couple of fires, and he has, although one of them is about to burn out naturally, maybe I can force this Des Moines to burn his damage control. And yeah, I gave him broadside to shoot at, and he killed me with armor piercing, but I was able to get my torpedoes away. And with the amount of health this Des Moines has left, one torpedo will kill him. Which is exactly why Spicy Toast has not used his damage control. He's saving it. And he's popped his heal, so one torpedo probably wouldn't have killed him, but he never needed to use it anyway because he dodged the torpedoes, and oh shit, his secondaries are opening up. There's the Shimakaze, and just when you thought things couldn't possibly get any worse, there's the Hindenburg. But the Hindenburg's given broadside, and we have armor piercing loaded. And the Shimakaze is behind us, so we've got a running start on any torpedoes that he's firing. There are going to be torpedoes. The Shimakaze hasn't had anything else to fire his torpedoes at for several minutes. But we can finish off the Hindenburg, even armor piercing. When he has that little health, if it hits the superstructure, is going to kill him. And it does. There's the Kraken unleashed. Spicy Toast is running his radar, so the Shimakaze knows there's no point in trying to hide in the smoke. And so he pops out and starts attempting to set a fire with his 127mm guns. And he does, but oh, that's right. Spicy Toast hadn't used his damage control up until now. And so he puts the fire out. And now Spicy Toast is outside of spotting range. So the Shimakaze is continuing to fire, but he's firing blind. At this point, thanks to killing the Zhao and the Hindenburg, Spicy Toast now only has to stay alive and undetected for another 25 seconds. And he's going to reach 1,000 points. The Shimakaze is thinking clearly, however. He tried to sink him and win that way, and failed. So now he does the next best thing, and starts to flip Alpha. So that was a bit of a plot twist, and well played by the Shimakaze. Unfortunately now, with 991 points, just 9 points short of winning this game, Spicy Toast has to kill something in order to win. And that means turning around and sailing into the torpedoes of a Shimakaze, or the guns of a Monarch. Or actually, does he? Hang on a second, let's think about this. There's less than 2 minutes of this game remaining. There is no way the enemy team are going to accumulate 1,000 points in the space of 2 minutes, even with all 3 of the caps. So, actually, all Spicy Toast has to do is stay alive. The enemy team have radio position finding. Somebody knows in which direction they have to go in order to catch him, but he's faster than a Monarch, and the Shimakaze's busy capping. You may consider this ending to be something of an anticlimax, and there's a certain amount of truth in that. But at the same time, it's really refreshing to see that every now and then there is somebody playing World of Warships who understands the critical importance of doing absolutely nothing at the right time. Spicy Toast and some of his teammates understand this lesson, which does make a refreshing change, because I can't count the number of games that I've seen thrown away by enemy teams because they just couldn't sit on the advantage that they had and had to go chasing after the last few enemy ships. Well, that ain't going to happen today. While we're waiting for this match to end, I do have another bit of news for you. You may be aware that there are Twitch loot drop containers available in World of Warships. If you've linked your account with Twitch, all you have to do is just watch World of Warships live streams. A couple of people have been complaining that they got the initial Twitch loot crate for linking their account, but they haven't been receiving any loot crates for watching World of Warships live streams. Turns out it just takes a while for those crates to actually make their way into the game for you. I logged into World of Warships this morning and found 5 crates sitting waiting to be opened. But that's a win for Spicy Toast, because he understood the value of not doing anything. But that was it. That was my final official video of 2018. By the time you see this, I'm either on my way to, or I'm already in Prague in the Czech Republic, enjoying the first day of what I think is a thoroughly well-deserved Christmas break. I will, of course, be broadcasting the Shipstorm 3 vs 3 World of Warships tournament on the global World of Warships channel from the World of Warships HQ in Prague. Hope to see you all this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for that. And there will, of course, be some unofficial videos appearing between now and when I return in the new year. In the meantime, I hope you all have a great Christmas, even if you don't celebrate it, and a happy, safe, and prosperous new year. So take care, folks, and as always, I'll catch you next time.